As we all know, three new laws that have replaced IPC, CrPC and Law of Evidence are Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023 and Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023. These new changes will not only create confusion among the practicing advocates, legal practitioners, police personnel who are responsible for maintaining law and order and registering FIR, but also among those law graduates who are preparing for judiciary. To understand what is new in the recently repealed law which replaced the old penal laws and related provisions, we all have to restart the race, and I will explain why. Every practicing advocates, legal practitioners and law graduate who are preparing for the judiciary knows that in the legal professions, every single word have its meaning and its consequences. Also, every law enforcement agency such as police personnel in police station who are responsible for registering an FIR will find themselves diving into new laws looking for specific sections to mention it on FIR for the offence committed by an accused. In the court of law, every comma, full stop holds some distinct meaning which cannot be ignored as we do in our casual talks. Neither the law graduate preparing for the judiciary exam will dare to take such a risk, because if shall is used in place of may, it changes the whole meaning and it will cost such student 1/4 of negative marks. But don't worry, I will help you understand these new laws side by side with the old laws so that there is no room for any confusion. In my first video on BNS, that is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, I will first explain number of chapters in comparison with IPC, that is Indian Penal Code 1860. So let's begin, my friend. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, in short BNS, have 20 chapters, whereas Indian Penal Code 1860, in short IPC, had 26 chapters. So this new penal law have 6 chapters less compared to IPC. It is possible because some of the chapters are merged with another chapter. For example, defamation, which was distinct chapter 21 in IPC but is merged with chapter 22 IPC and is renamed as of criminal intimidation, insult, annoyance, defamation, etc. in chapter 19 of BNS. And some of the chapters in IPC are added to other chapters under subheading in BNS. For example, chapter 19 of IPC, which was on of the criminal breach of contract of service, is brought under chapter 19 of BNS as subheading, which read as of breach of contract to attend on and supply wants of helpless person. IPC chapter 1 with heading introduction is renamed as preliminary in BNS. IPC chapter 2 with heading general explanation is mentioned under section 3 in chapter 1 of BNS. IPC chapter 3 with heading of punishment is mentioned with the similar heading in chapter 2 of BNS. IPC chapter 4 with heading general exceptions is mentioned with the similar heading in chapter 3 of BNS. IPC chapter 5 with heading of abatement is renamed as of abatement, criminal conspiracy and attempt in chapter 4 of BNS. IPC chapter 5A with heading criminal conspiracy is brought under chapter 4 of BNS, which is named as of abatement, criminal conspiracy and attempt. IPC chapter 22 with the heading attempt to commit offence is now brought under chapter 4 of BNS, which is named as of abatement, criminal conspiracy and attempt. IPC chapter 20 with the heading of offence relating to marriage is brought under new heading in BNS titled as of offence against woman and child in chapter 5 of BNS. Friends, chapter 5 of BNS with the heading of offence against women and child is new chapter added. IPC chapter 20A with the heading cruelty by husband or relatives of husband is brought under chapter 5 of BNS. IPC chapter 16 with the heading of offence affecting the human body is mentioned with the similar heading in chapter 6 of BNS. IPC chapter 6 with the heading of offence against state is mentioned with the similar heading in chapter 7 of BNS. IPC chapter 7 with the heading of offence relating to the army, navy and air force is mentioned with the similar heading in chapter 8 of BNS. IPC chapter 9A with the heading of offence relating to election is mentioned with the similar heading in chapter 9 of BNS. IPC chapter 12 with the heading of offence relating to coin and government stamp is renamed as of offence relating to coin, currency notes, bank notes and government stamps in chapter 10 of BNS. IPC chapter 18 with subheading of currency notes and bank notes from section 489A to 489E is brought under chapter 10 of BNS under section 178 to 182. IPC chapter 8 with the heading of offence against the public tranquility is mentioned with the similar heading in chapter 11 of BNS. IPC chapter 9 with the heading of offence by or relating to public servants is mentioned with the similar heading in chapter 12 of BNS. IPC chapter 10 with the heading of contempt of the lawful authority of public servants garment is mentioned with the similar heading in Chapter 13 of BNS. IPC Chapter 11 with the heading of false evidence and offence against public justice is mentioned with the similar heading in Chapter 14 of BNS. IPC Chapter 14 with the heading of offence affecting the public health, safety, convenience, decency and morals is mentioned with the similar heading in Chapter 15 of BNS. IPC Chapter 15 with the heading of offence relating to religion is mentioned with the similar heading in Chapter 16 of BNS. IPC Chapter 12 with the heading of offence against property is mentioned with the similar heading in Chapter 17 of BNS. IPC Chapter 18 with the heading of offence relating to documents and to property marks is mentioned with the similar heading in Chapter 18 of BNS. IPC Chapter 22 with the heading of criminal intimidations, insult and annoyance is renamed as of criminal intimidations, insult, annoyance, defamations, etc. in Chapter 19 of BNS. IPC Chapter 21 with the heading of defamation is merged in Chapter 19 of BNS as Section 356. IPC Chapter 19 with the heading of the criminal breach of contract of service is merged in Chapter 19 of BNS under subheading of breach of contract to attend on and supply ones of helpless person as Section 357. Chapter 20 of BNS is on repeal and savings, which says IPC is hereby repealed.